The learning is Nishmas Etta Ahuva bas Yaakov. Kesubos perik hey Mishna beis. Noisin lebesul l'shnei masa chodesh mishetava habal. From the time of Erisin, we allow the besula 12 months in order to prepare herself for the chasana by buying tachshitin lefarnes esatzma ukishem shenoisin leisha kach noisin leish lefarnes esatzma. And we also allow the husband 12 months until the Nisuin to get ready for the Tzarchi Suda and the Tzarchi Chuppah. La'almana Shloimie Yomi, La'almana who already has Tachshitin, so she doesn't need 12 months. After 30 days, should be ready for the Nisuin. Higias man v'loi nisu, if it's already 12 months and he is not marrying her, so then Echelis Mishaloi v'Echelis B'Cheruma. He has to feed her mezainis. Normally, as an arusa, he would not have to feed her mezainis, but if he waited 12 months, and he didn't marry, and it's his fault, Leinisu means his fault, even though it's Lashon Nekeva, it's idea the ratio, it said Lashon Nekeva, the Sefer says Lashon Nekeva, but the Gemara Maskana came out that it's only if it's his fault, then he has to feed her mezainis. Vaychelis b'truma, the other halacha is that if she is marrying a kohen, he's a kohen, so then Midaraisa and Arusa could eat truma, because it says v'kohen kikne nefesh kinyan kasmoy, and this is considering kinyan kasmoy. But the Rabbanan, they said that she can't eat. We'll see why in a second in the next Mishnah. So once it's Higiyas Man, once it's already 12 months, then the Chachamim said she is allowed to eat Truma. How much Truma and how much Chulin does he have to buy her? In other words, there's a problem because when she's a Nida, she's not allowed to eat Truma. She's going to need Chulin also. Reb Tarfon Hoimer Noisan La Hakol Truma. You don't have to buy her any Chulin. You could give it to her all in Truma, and her family, since she's an Arusa, they'll be able to take care of her, and they'll go ahead and buy Truma for her. The Gemara says it's only if she came from a family of Kainim, so they're used to selling Truma, and they know how to sell the Truma and get Chulin. So therefore, she'll have food to eat, what bimei niduser. Kiva Omer, mechza Chulin, mechza Truma. No, you have to give her half Chulin, so this way she has what to eat, bimei niduser. In the Gemara, there's 3 other shitas of different proportions. Mishnah Gimel, Hayavam Eina Meichel B'Truma, even though we learned by a Baal, is considered Kinyan Kaspe and Arusa could eat Truma Midaraisa, but a Yavam can't be Meichel his Yavama Truma, Asasa, because it's considered Kinyan Achiv. Asa Shisha Chadashim B'Fnei Baal, V'Shisha Chadashim B'Fnei Yavam, if it was only half of the Zman of the 12 months b'fnei abal and 6 months was b'fnei yavam, 6 b'fnei abal, 6 b'fnei yavam. Afilu kul b'fnei abal chasa yom echad b'fnei yavam, or kul b'fnei yavam chasa yom echad b'fnei habal. Or it was even 1 day less that you didn't have b'fnei abal, 1 day less that you didn't have b'fnei yavam. Then eina echelis b'truma, she's not allowed to eat for truma. It does sound from the Mishnah that if she had 12 months b'fnei habal, then her husband dies and she's zakuk to her yavam, then the yavam would be able to be meichel her b'truma, but that is a machlekes Rashi and Taisus. The Mishnah ends off Zu Mishnah Rishayna. This that we said that by Higiyas Man she's allowed to eat truma is only according to the Mishnah Rishayna. But Bezdin Shalachrein Amru Ein Isha Echelis B'Truma Ad Shetikanas Chuppah. She's not allowed to eat truma until it's Tikanas Chuppah. So now let's get into the reasons why an Arusa cannot eat truma midarabanah. If midaraisi, you could eat truma. So Ula says that the reason is because Shemi Yimzigula Kois Bebeis Aviyah, that we're afraid that the husband is going to give his wife Arusa truma, and she's going to give it to her family members, her father and her brother, and then they're not allowed to eat truma. But once it's Higiyas Man, so then he's miyached her own place to live, and then we're not afraid that she's going to give it to her family members. So according to this, the Gemara explains that the Mishnah Achreina, who held that it's not good enough with Higiyas Man, you need to wait until Tikanas Chuppah, argued and held that no, the reason why an Arusa is not allowed to eat Truma is because of a different reason, because of Simfon, because we're afraid that the husband is going to claim that he didn't want to marry her as a Mekach Tais, he found a woman her, and then it's going to come out that she was never married and she was eating Truma be'Isser. The other reason of the Gemara, which is Simfon, so that held that in the Mishnah Rishayna, that once it's Higiyas Man, there's no chashash of Simfon because he's baidik her through a bedikas chus, through relatives, and therefore after Higiyas Man already there's no chash of mekach tois. But the Mishnah Yomi came along and said that no, bedikas chutz is not good enough. You have to wait at Tikanis a chuppah and he could do a full bedika. Then there's no chash of mekach tois anymore, and she could eat truma without any chash of there being a mekach tois and saying that the marriage was invalid.